Welcome back, travelers, to Autumn Resin Podcast. I'm Kitsu, and with me here is Debugster and Sharp.
Hi everyone.
How are you guys?
Everything is great. I haven't had any troubles with wishes because I haven't wished for anything
Oh,
with these banners. So everything's safe in that way.
you can't
Well,
have you can have bad luck if you're not using the system overall, huh?
Through 200 IQ.
well, I guess for me it's just the total opposite because
Oh,
I lost today the 50-50 for Albedo.
oh
Okay.
no! Who did you get?
At least I got the Mona C1, so there's that.
Nice. Would there be any
I guess
five-star you would be kind of unhappy to get?
at this point maybe Kaching or Jin, maybe because they are the ones I always get. So I would like to have like more of Chichi or Mona in this case.
There,
Hmm.
you have your own curse, huh?
Yeah, I'm just cursed with the wishes. I have nothing to say.
He's
Yeah.
he, he's the sad one today. This time,
Yeah,
the other time it was you, the Buckster, because of you wanted Sayo, but you got like another Diona. Today is
True.
Sharp's turn. Please don't. I
So
don't want
i-
next week to be me. Thank you.
yeah, I was actually going to say that. I mean, if we follow the pattern, I mean, it's bad
I,
luck for you next week.
No, no. I mean, as long as it's before Ito, thank you. Anyway, so today's topic, you guys already probably know by the title, but we will talk about the weapons and artifacts.
yay.
The latter being quite polemic and quite messy system regarding the artifacts, but we will get there. For now, we will
Mhm.
speak about the weapons. What do we think about them? Any suggestions we have? Any expectations? Or just our overall opinion on, well, the many tools that our characters use. And to start the topic, I actually have a very easy question. I mean, easy, I assume, but which type of weapons do you like the most? Which type of combat style do you guys prefer?
Well, for me, I guess it has to be pole arms and swords.
Uh,
I can choose between them because, like, my favorite characters is Ayaka and Shogun at the moment.
mm,
So it's impossible to choose between those two types of styles. So
all right, that sounds good. I share your enthusiasm over pole arms. Not my favorite, but it's like my second favorite. How about you, Debugster?
Mm, well, I do think claymores are my favorite
Oh,
type of weapon. I also like bows and catalysts. I don't use much catalysts, but I use a lot of bow characters.
yeah.
I also use a lot of polearm characters. I enjoy polearms, but it's not my favorite
Yeah.
because I think polearms are becoming mainstream. I don't know.
true. You have
But
the community already started a meme.
yeah,
I mean,
a lot of
there is
polearm characters.
a lot of them, a lot of characters in a row have been
Mm-hmm.
released. A lot of polearm users. If you think overall, if you see overall with the rumored two characters that are upcoming, we're not gonna mention
Mm-hmm.
them because it's nothing official. With those two characters, I think it will be perfectly balanced. The
Yeah.
number of each, like the same
Yeah.
number of swords, the same
Mhm.
number of polearms, etc. But yeah, I do think I'm a bit overwhelmed with the polearms. It's too many
Mhm.
characters being released. But anyway,
True. But yeah, just to sum it up, yeah, claymores it's definitely for me the my favorite.
yeah, you like the big bonk.
True.
Bosh. Nice. For me, my favorites is catalysts. I always been a more arranged type of player and like magic, and I really like the fact of pole arms. Yes, you have several designs and whatnot, but with catalysts you can be an orb or a book, so it actually changes the overall look of it. But yeah, it's catalyst for sure. However, with animations, I think that pole arms have amazingly done animations overall.
True.
Yeah.
I especially enjoy the Zongli animations because it gives a little kick to the polearm,
Yeah.
like to slap the enemies. It's kind of fun.
Did you notice that Toma actually just yeets the polearm?
Oh yeah,
Does he?
yeah.
He like throws the polearm. It's really funny.
I was about to
Okay.
say because I really love how he attacks Toma. If you do the sequence attack, I really like how he moves and
Yeah.
moves around with the polearm.
And I think of all weapon types, I might be wrong. There maybe it's just from my memory. I think polearm users, the style of their auto attack sequence display more the design of the character. For example, Raiden Shogun's autos are quite elegant, while, for example, Zongli's are quite what's the word? I'm not gonna say elegant, but like he's the Archon as well, so they're like quite powerful, but at the same time not too wild, because he's like a composed person. Like
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. It reflects their personality.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, with others happens as well, but I think polearm users happen the best. Like they do it the best. The last example, Rosaria. Yes, she's a nun, but we know she's a very nun. She's not a regular nun, and I think it's really nice the way the way she moves. Like she does like some kind of like a flip and stuff. You can see it's very acrobatic. So you see that she has a fighting background.
Yeah.
So yeah. What more? The favorite battle styles.
Xiao, you don't forget Xiao.
Yes, Xiao. I mean, Xiao, it's very unique for the type, but I was just talking more generally. I don't want to go too deep into every character, though. Otherwise, this thing's gonna be like 2 hours long.
Possibly. Yeah.
I do think, because you were saying about the kick, I really like the animation of Beidou. I think she has the best like claymore animation, because she does a kick in the sword. She's just like,
oh, okay.
And it's really cool. I remember the first time I saw it, I was like adventure rank like 20 or something like that when I got her, and I was like, oh my god, look at her like kicking the swords to bash the enemies. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Not the sword, the claymore, but you know what I mean.
It's a funny animation, like it gives a lot of construct, or I don't know, shows the skill of the character.
Yeah. Like it's resilience, like it's strength.
Exactly.
And I think it gives every character a special touch and a special character to each of them. It is nice to see that kind of detail on each character.
I do think that's there are some characters that, even though it shows their personality, I think it could be a bit more improved. For example, Kujo Sara, it feels very stiff, and yes, I know she's like a person of authority. She's very like military and stuff, but she's a bow user. Shouldn't like normally bow users be a bit more fluid? She's very stiff. It feels very like underwhelming her out.
Yeah, I see her more like a sniper, that she would just camp out and kind of snipe.
Yeah, true.
Not like Venti, because Venti is since he's Animo character, and he's more like shooting everywhere, and his personality is more out loud than Kujo Sara.
Yeah.
think that it kind of makes sense on both of them.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see. Oh, we kind of like dwelled into animation speaking, like talking about
True,
animations.
true.
But yeah, so sharp, your is polearm or swords. You're kind of undecided, just like your favorite character. Understandable. And the Bugster, your is claymores. Mine is catalyst. We would make the perfect team then. One of each.
Let's go.
True.
We just need a
True.
person with whose favorite it's a bow. Come on.
Exactly.
That would never be me because I hate bow characters.
Oh, really? Since we're talking about the favorites, which one you like the least? I mean,
Well, I
Sharp
just
already
said mine.
spoke. Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to say. Well, the one that I use less is Catalyst, but I do like Catalysts. I think gonna go with Sword
Oh, same.
because I think it's too basic. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's not that it's too basic. It's normal, but I don't know. I don't. I think
Overused overall in
there's
combat.
yeah, probably.
Across games, yeah.
And also, I think I don't really have a character that I enjoy that he's a sword character. So I
Yeah,
think
that
it's-
helps as well. You know, the
Yeah.
character
Yeah.
makes the preference. I mean,
Mhm.
I do share with you. It's not dislike. It's just like the one I like less. It's swords for me. I have Chi-Chi, but I mean she's a healer. I auto with her for heals.
yeah.
I don't auto for damage. So I understand your point of view.
Okay. So for you, Kitsu is sword as well.
Yeah, swords that I like
Okay, yeah.
the least.
Mhm.
But very closely to bows. It's the only reason it's not bows. It's because Yoimiya exists.
Okay.
Yeah, you have, because I really don't have a character in bows right now that I enjoy. So that's why maybe I don't like the playstyle of the others. So I just use bow characters when I really have to on the map or to do a puzzle or because I escape always the bow users because I don't really like being like in the background shooting arrows. Like that's just not for me.
Yeah, you're the front line kind of battle. Yeah, I'm the exact opposite actually.
That's why we make a perfect team.
Exactly.
Let's go.
So this is, I think, a perfect segue to my question, which is, what is your favorite weapon overall? I'm talking about in terms of design, passive, stats, everything.
Oh, well, for me, it will be definitely because it was my first 5-star and it's still pretty good. Staff of Homa.
Ah, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
It was my first 5-star baby, so I have an eternal fondness over it, and I mean it's pretty powerful.
Definitely. Yeah.
What about you guys?
No. I'm kind of in a dilemma here. So I'm like between Wolf's Gravestone and Staff of Olma because like they are just crazy to have on your team, but I can't really choose between. But probably since I only have Staff of Olma, I'll go with it. Because I really like the Wolf Gravestone design. And the weapon itself is pretty crazy.
You have the Mist Splitter reforged, right? Or not? Am I dreaming?
Yeah, I have the Mist Splitter reforged. But yeah, I really like the design. But if I have to choose between all the weapons, I have to say Wolf's Gravestone or the Staff of Oma because
I mean,
If you are just speaking like overall, yeah, it has to be.
I do remember that Wolf's Gravestone. It's been your your long lost love, kind of. It's the one that
Kind of.
you wanted since the beginning, and it's just not coming home.
Yeah, because on the permanent banner I got already like 4 weapons, I think, and none of them is. I'm using one. I think I'm using like the Skyward Atlas,
Yeah.
and the other ones are just laying there waiting for something to show up and make use of it. And the only one that I really wanted, because I have like 5 characters or more that need Wolf's Gravestone or would make a great use of that weapon, is is just still waiting for it to come.
Yeah.
And with my luck, I guess that will be never. So PPNs.
Come on, don't be like that. Have some like one day. One day, so we don't internally cry.
True. Well, to me, I think probably Wolf's Gravestone. It's my overall favorite weapon because I was like sharp. I was torn between Staff of Oma, but Staff of Oma I don't really like the design. It's not to my liking, so
how dare you?
That excludes it right away. I do think the weapon is obviously very powerful and definitely the one of the best stuff to overall have in a polearm character. But since I don't like the design, I'm going with Wolf's Gravestone.
How dare you?
Let's go.
It is what it is. And what about in terms of aesthetic? What is your favorite weapon? Just in terms of the weapons design itself.
Ah, man, that's difficult. That's really difficult. Do I have to choose only one? Or can I do like top 3?
Sure, let's do top 3. I think it will give a lot of context.
That will help a lot, because I'm a dilemma again.
Wait, but how to choose one on top of the other? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go Everlasting Moonglow, the Kokomi's catalyst. I don't have it, but I love the appearance of it because purple is my favorite color. So that's third one. That's like bottom. Then second is Song of Broken Pines, the Claymore.
Good.
Okay.
First one. Who deserves the first one? Damn. Me totally not browsing through as I speak. I'm gonna say Ammo's bow because it's very Sailor Moon-ish, kind of.
Okay.
And it looks like a unicorn.
True.
That's funny because I really didn't thought you'd go to a bow, but yeah, that's nice. Okay.
Did you?
True.
Assume?
I see what you mean. I see what you mean then.
I like. I mean, of course, there's many more that I like. I can tell you that swords. Forget about it. Swords are boring. But I'll just do one honorable mention, which is Doroko Tales. Doroko Tales, it's amazing. The only reason I don't put her like on top 3, it's just because it's a 4-star, and it's a book and it's Kalee's appearance, so of course. But the other ones have an overall more like wow factor, you know. That is mine.
Well, as for me, I think I spoke a bit earlier about it, but Wolf's Gravestone, of course, is my first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Second one has to be Miss Splitter Reforge, Ayaka's signature weapon. And third, since I use a lot of Raiden Shogun on my team, has to be Engulfing Lightning, her signature weapon as well. But I have to to do another, because I just can't leave this one apart, is the Summit Shaper. It's like, I guess it's not a really used weapon or talked about, but I just love how the design and the colors, how the sword is, and it's just, I just love it. But
Yeah,
since I don't have the sword, or you like have a character that wouldn't need the sword, I just have to put it on like a special case.
Yeah, I mean, I really like the US series weapons, which is the Summit Shaper, the Unforged. I like them, but I do not like the amount of yellow they gain after second ascension.
Oh yeah.
That's the reason why my Unforged is not in my top 3. It's because it's too much yellow.
I see. Yeah.
How about you, Debuxer? Which one takes the prize?
Okay, so first, my top one, I have to go with obviously the Wolf's Gravestone. Obviously, the weapon's very beautiful. My second favorite, I have to go with Vortex Vanquisher, because I think the weapon's very beautiful. It doesn't have that yellow that you guys were talking about, like in second ascension. So I think it's okay.
Which weapon is that? Which type of weapon? I'm not familiar with it.
The polearm, the polearm from Liu series.
Oh, I may check in a second. You continue, but I'll just check.
Because it's the weapon that supposedly was for Zhongli, so obviously.
But it does have the yellow, but it's only in the blade.
It's not as much. It's what I wanted to say. So so first, second, well, the third I don't really know. I'm a go with Dark Iron Sword.
the rare Pokemon.
Oh, the
the mythic.
That's a really mysterious one. And when with the second ascension, it looks really good.
Right? I mean, I think it has a very nice symmetry to it. So
yeah, definitely.
And it's kind of a shame that we don't really have more of it.
For now.
Well, to ascend and to refine. But yeah, for now, let's see what happens.
Let's see, indeed.
One thing I have to add here is me and Debuxer favorite design weapon is Wolf's Gravestone, and both of us doesn't have the weapon.
True.
It's just
you
a
guys
saddest
been
thing.
simping for something you guys don't have.
True.
I guess that's, I guess that's what the meaning of simp is ultimately. So it fits.
But
I mean, it's natural since this is gacha, and obviously we can have everything right away. So in due time.
But well, with our luck, and as we've seen with other banners, we just can't get it. So
yeah. Oh, I wanted to give also an honorable mention, which is the bell.
The bell.
I really enjoy.
I need to hear this because
I really enjoy the weapon because it kind of gives like a steampunky vibe to it. Like
no, I agree with that.
It would be like an alchemist kind of claymore. I don't know. I think obviously it's not a great weapon, you know.
It's not commonly used, no.
Yeah, but I think it's a very beautiful weapon.
Yeah, it is. Kinda it is. I get the appeal. Since we're talking about aesthetic and appearance,
aesthetic only.
I have to talk about this one. I understand it's like a common joke in RPGs, and I think it's kind of funny, but who's responsible for the luxurious Sea Lord? Like,
Uh,
I think, yeah, I understand that, you know, a great sword, a claymore shaped as a fish. It's very classic in many games, but it's
yeah,
like, it's so random. I don't think,
it really is.
like, I
True.
don't think it fits Genshin. I understand the like the you know, the idea, the concept, but it's so random.
Yeah.
Uh,
And the fish has something in its mouth. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it's a pearl, because sometimes
Is
when
it?
I kind of use it for a meme with the look to see the fish on fire, and sometimes I saw
Yeah.
the like the like sometimes I saw like the thing in his mouth glowing. So
okay.
I
Okay.
suppose it is a pearl.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Obviously, it's just a funny sword. I've seen a lot of deluxe with the weapon, of course,
Yeah.
as Sharp said, and I do think people are just
Memeing.
giving up memeing, just giving up the damage that probably they have with another good
Yeah.
claymore, and have the fish just because it's funny.
I mean, I wouldn't oppose to more weapons of like of funny appearance would come to the game. It's not, but it's, I don't know. It looks so weird, the fish.
True.
I have just one. This is more of a rant, but I really don't like weapons like the rain slasher and the lithic blade. They're just it doesn't look
Yeah.
like a blade at all, like a great sword at all. It looks just like a piece of wood that someone painted and you like carried it along.
Yeah. But I mean, we have the debate club, and I do think these claymores are more just a blunt type of weapon,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like the debate clubs. So it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
It's not a slasher; it's a blunter.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. I can understand the logic, and I do agree it makes sense. But I mean, they are ugly though.
Yeah, it's not the best. It's not the best looking weapon.
We talk about the aesthetics and mechanics in the game that we like. But now I'm actually curious because I imagine you guys can be quite creative, in me included. Not totally not because I already have suggestions, but what kind of weapons would you like to see? Not new types. That's on the types that we have now. It could be like aesthetic or visual or any mechanics, like anything that you would like to see in a future sword or in a future book, catalyst, or claymore. Do you guys have any big brain weapons you would like to see?
Yeah, well, if eventually I would think transmogs would be awesome, because I would like to see Staff of Homa with the appearance of Vortex Vanquisher, since it kind of matches up with Zhongli, and I have Staff of Homa with Zhongli.
You want to be
So-
that guy, one trick color dude. Yeah.
Definitely. You guys know how I like consistency, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
But since you asked for us to be creative, I would like also to see like a kind of catalyst book in which it had some kind of exorcist theme, like you'd probably attack a couple of times and the ghost pops out and also attacks the mob. Like something like that.
Yeah, like the
True.
or that kind of remind me of on Diablo 3 you have the 3 no 2 the necromancer.
Oh yeah.
It's not like a book, but you have, it's like a scythe where because when he attacks there's the mobs become his minions and attack the enemies. It's kind of the same way. And well, talking about that, that would be like a six like skins or
Yeah.
visuals that you would be like with some skeleton parts on the swords or any of the weapons
Yeah.
that we have. That would
Oh.
be like really nice.
And I mean, we know that in the world of Tevat, there's exorcists. Shongyun, it's one.
Yeah.
The upcoming, whenever she comes, we don't know. I'm not gonna try say her name. I need to hear someone else say her name first. But the cryopolarm that it's been
Oh yeah.
revealed in the description that they posted on Twitter, it says that she's an exorcist. So we know that exorcism is
okay.
a thing, and we know ghosts are a thing, spirits are a thing. So it would be really cool to see more aesthetics involving exorcism, especially in a catalyst in the shape of a book. That was a really cool idea. You should in the next survey definitely add that if it's good.
Oh
for
yeah.
everything.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that transmog thing, because I really want more weapons with Wolf's Gravestone style.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
but I don't know. I'm kind of undecided if I like that idea or not, just because it would kind of depend how they would handle it. Usually on transmogs on other games, at least for what I've experienced, you need the weapon you want the appearance from. You need to consume it. You need to sacrifice it.
Yeah, that would be good.
I don't think using it's like, okay, if you get the weapon, you're gonna use the actual weapon, not the appearance. But I assume they could do, for example, you pay more or God forbid Primogens to get the appearance of something you don't have. It would kind of like, if they do implement that, they have to be very cautious on how it works.
True.
Yeah. But isn't it like well, to me, I kind of would think in a way that how World of Warcraft does it, where you just need to have the weapon or they also can transmog armor, and if you have it, you could transmog it to that weapon.
But that's what I'm saying. For example, I'm gonna just use these examples. Imagine I have an Unforged and I have a Wolf's Gravestone. I want my Unforged to have the look of Wolf's Gravestone. I don't know how World of Warcraft does. Maybe I'm wrong, but usually on the systems I've seen is I have the Unforged and I have the Wolf's Gravestone. If I'm going to use the Wolf Gravestones to look like the Unforged, and then the Wolf Gravestone it's removed from my inventory when I use it as appearance. Okay. I don't know how WoW does it though.
Yeah, I don't think you need to consume the weapon, but well, I would think that I would like to transmog to not do that. Obviously,
yeah.
I don't want to consume a 5-star to give it another appearance to another 5-star. So I mean,
yeah. That's what I was saying. Like, if they do that, they have to be cautious on how they do it.
Yeah, because like it's hard already to get a 5-star weapon, and if something like that needs a sacrifice of a 5-star weapon, well, that's just not good for anyone.
Yeah,
it really isn't.
Well, for me, for one of the things I would like to see, this is not a type of weapon or a mechanic, it's more a feature I would like to see, since we're talking about transmog, where you could customize the appearance of the weapon. And I'll give an example. You know how Klee has Dodoko, like the little pendant on her backpack? Imagine you could put like a pendant on the part where you handle the sword. You know, like
Yeah, yeah.
stickers,
Oh, yeah.
pendants. No, it's pure just aesthetic. It's purely just aesthetic. But I think it would be cute to kind of be able
Yeah.
to customize your weapon.
hmm Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because well, I play Valorant, and in there you have like the little buddies you can have attached to each weapon,
Yeah.
and well, that's just so cute to see. I have one in my weapon that is a little sushi, and that's so cute.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cute and
So
delicious.
true.
Delicious. Yeah. In addition to that, when you, more of appearance, I would like to see a claymore with the appearance of, not Klee's bombs, not the Klee's bombs, but the like the Arpastrum from the islands, like the balloons.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Okay,
like
yeah, I see.
imagine a catalyst in shape of that, not as big as the balloons, of course, but like weapons that kind of get the appearance from things that already exist in the game.
Yeah.
For example, I would like to see bows that the wood is made from the many types of wood we have in Tevat.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
otogi
Yeah.
wood. They could mix it up a bit when it comes to customization and skins of the game. As for mechanics,
that would be really cool.
Yeah, I'm too small brained to like think about mechanics because I don't know. I don't have that much knowledge or creativity when it comes to actual battle. I just pew pew.
Yeah.
Another thing that came to my mind was like on that theme of skins on the weapons would be like a skin recolor in the sense like I'm just thinking here on the Wolf's Gravestone, but in the case that you use or you want to use the Wolf's Gravestone on an Electro character, would be nice to have like a purple traces on it and instead of the red.
Yeah.
Well, you associate like the color with the element you are using. And if you add like other or other color variations for each element, that would be like a nice touch to the game.
That would be really cool as well. Yeah. Another thing
definitely.
that I think that would be cool because they already kind of have this in the game, but they could, hype it up a notch. Is so on the second ascension they change the coloring. Why not, as for example, when you get it to level 90, to have like a glow, not overly massive glow, but more. I'm gonna give the example of Terra. Terra is an MMORPG that weapons could go from 0 to plus 15, and at plus 12 it had like too much sometimes of a glow, like a golden glow, and at plus 15 it had like a red glow. And I think it would be cool to see, also because people like the flex, especially in co-op.
Of course.
People really like the flex. Now imagine you guys go to co-op and you have, because you guys like the character, a Diluc with a Wolf's Gravestone that not only it's the recolor of the second ascension, but it has, imagine, a glow, even like a silverish glow, or with the glow that people look at it like, ooh, that's level 90.
Yeah. I mean, it's not. I would not look at it as like a flex. I would look at it more like an achievement. Like you got to level 90, and that glow represents you put the effort, the work to farm everything, and now you have this beautiful looking legendary motherfucking sword.
Yeah, true. I mean, they could do a lot. There's space for a lot, and hopefully they eventually mingle a bit more with the weapon appearance. So we spoke about a lot of the good side of the weapons. But there is one small thing, because when we were talking previously, when we were kind of planning this episode, there is one pet peeve that I have with the game, which are the PlayStation weapons.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
sword
understand.
of something, sword of ascension. Anyway, it's a sword and a bow, and I'm just not happy about it.
Yeah,
Of course.
definitely.
I think that it's quite unfair. Their respective passives only work in the PlayStation. I understand they were initially just for PlayStation users, but eventually, from the moment there's a crossplay, it should not be limited.
Yeah.
Because imagine someone started with a PlayStation, right? They get the weapons. They don't have anything else to equip their characters. They only have that sword or that bow. The PlayStation breaks or something, because PlayStations are not like survival for the whole eternity. They break, and it's cheaper to get a minimally functioning laptop for Genshin. Now the weapons that they have do not work.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah,
it's
it's so bad.
it's not cool. And it's something
Yeah,
that
I mean,
bothers
yeah.
me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, it's like what you said. I mean, if we already have the cross save between, PC and PS4, I don't see why just unlock it on PC. I mean, it's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, or just imagine like you are playing. You started on PlayStation, and then like you go on vacation and you only have your mobile phone and you want to
Exactly.
use, and you have to like use a lesser sword to play during that time.
Even
Mhm.
even if you have one, a lot of people for a long time don't have something significant. English, please help. Something that is significantly better. It could happen,
Yeah, because
especially
we
early game, and that demotivates a lot
Yeah.
of people.
Mhm.
you all know how the early game is. It's a lot to process, and well, you have
Exactly.
like that sword right on your hand, so it's
Yeah.
it's easier to go on until you get to know the game better and to get more swords and weapons.
So yeah,
Um,
I don't know who. Sorry, Debuxer.
Yeah, I was just gonna say something really quick that I do think the PlayStation system was more close to this type of things, and I think they are. I would just say, like, from time to time they are just opening up a bit to other, for these types of things, the cross save, and I think they're coming about this system a little bit better, that will in make the players enjoy it more.
Yeah, I'm assuming that these kind of decisions, it's involving, contracts between the two companies. But I mean, it could, kind of not ruin, but make the adventure in Tevat quite more difficult. But yeah, this was just a little small rant I wanted to say for a while. Before we would move on from the weapons. And now we have artifact system, and let's agree, it's bullshit. The system, it's bullshit. The RNG, it's bullshit. I am sorry, but it is.
Yeah,
of course.
Definitely.
It's too much RNG. It's too much reliable on that. But this is not news. Everyone knows this. But let's start on something more positive. Before that, which I think we should go with like the which type of artifacts do you guys use the most? Well, like, for example, when you get a new character, which is like, oh, this is safe. This is like safe choice.
Hmm.
Do you guys have one?
Well, yeah, I mean, if we just go with one, probably Gladiator's finale. I would think the artifact set that everyone has and is always getting more.
Yeah.
So
It's
I'm
the more
thinking.
reliable one.
Yeah, definitely, and it's one that kinda can go with a lot. I'm not gonna say everyone, but
Yeah.
you can have in every character, and it would go okay.
Yeah, it's the more versatile.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Agreed.
it's
Yeah.
the one you can use the most in most characters. Definitely, I agree with you.
Well, I guess for me, I would have to say the Crimson Witch of Flames. I know this is only for like pyro characters, but I had a time where I only got pyro characters, and with that I farmed a lot of it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
yeah, and well, I guess it is a pretty good set for pyro characters.
It is. I mean, it is the most effective for Pyro. I think when it comes to specific for elements, there's only one each for now.
Yeah, I think so.
I do use a lot of Gladiators Finale, but I actually think the more versatile one is Noblesse Oblige. I don't have a whole lot of it, but I do think it's just because of the passives, because 2 pieces it increases elemental burst damage, and the 4 pieces increases the burst of all party members. Of course, this is in a main DPS. It's not ideal.
Oh, that's good.
But overall, I think it's a very strong contestant to Gladiators Finale. It's very reliable in my opinion.
Yeah, I was almost going to say Noblesse Oblige, but since you have more ways to get Gladiators Finale, I said Gladiator Finale. I also have a lot of Noblesse Oblige because I farmed it a lot. I mean, really, I farmed it a lot, and I was going to say that, but looking in an overall global picture, you would get Gladiators Finale a lot more than Noblesse Oblige.
True. I'm actually curious, not that we see a whole lot of it, but do you guys have any set where you think it looks really pretty? Like that, the aesthetic of it, you're like, when it came out, it's like, oh my god, this is so cool.
Yeah.
And which one is it?
Emblem of Severed Fate. I mean, the set looks awesome because look at the helmet. It's a goddamn samurai helmet.
Let me actually open it. I don't have it now.
It looks really cool. I mean,
the
other pieces are okay.
You would have PTSD because of the amount of farming of the samurais.
Oh yeah, through the hand guards. So damn, I am still farming for hand guards. So
oh no,
it is what it is.
How about you, Sharp? Do you have one that you just wowed you with its look?
Well, I really liked Crimson Witch of Flames because all of the same reasons. It's just
really
so
like
good
that
looking.
set, huh?
Yeah, well, as I said, I had to farm a lot, and I kind of enjoy it. So
yeah,
I really like the hat where it's like a witch hat.
Yeah.
But I had another one that is Blizzard Strayer because I had to farm that for Ayaka, and the set is really pretty, and it has a bit of kind of a finesse to it.
Oh, it's like chic.
Yeah. I really like it. Yeah.
What about you, Kitsu?
How to choose? Let me see. It's a tie, actually, between Shimenawa's Reminiscence because Fox Mask.
Oh, yeah.
And Archaic Petra.
Oh, and the scents also look awesome from the Shimanaya's Reminiscence.
Yeah, and it have to be archaic Petra. Oh no, sorry,
yeah.
I'm confusing myself. No, not archaic Petra, the retracing bolide.
Retracing ball.
Yeah,
I don't think I ever see that one.
because
Oh,
cat
okay.
mask.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
Mhm.
not only because of that, I just like the colors of both of them, and it's
Yeah.
it's very oriental aesthetic, so I
Mhm.
really like it. Of course, every single set it's amazingly done. For example, Thundering Fury, it's also very very pretty, but the other
No.
two take the cake.
Yeah, true.
In regards of the appearance, because we were talking also about kind of the ideas of how they could improve, I think that they could, optional of course, kind of incorporate the sets in the character's appearance, like an armor. Don't
Mhm.
ask me how, because it's like it's just like 5 random pendants, but
Yeah.
I think in a way they could. Not all of them, of course, because I don't think someone is just gonna go with a freaking goblet in their hand. But
Yeah.
the headpieces, of course, not put the. I'm not saying. Okay, wait. This is getting messy. Not put it like a whole samurai, not the whole samurai helmet in a character, of course. But for example, the
Mhm.
flowers or the plumes, they could be like hairpins, or like in their
Yeah.
vests, like a pin in their like clothing, you know.
Mhm.
Because the flower and the plume are the first ones, are like the ones that the stats don't, the main stat doesn't change. So it could be like just a feature, like a reference of what they have. I don't
Yeah.
know. I think it would be just a small detail that could be cool, like look really cool, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you were talking about it, and it's something that I've thought about it. But since it's kind, I too am like you. I don't know how they would implement it. But yeah, it would be cool to see something in the character that represented the artifacts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. But I get it. I'm with you. I'm with you in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I have an idea for that. Like you guys were talking, and I just came to my mind. Like, I don't know if you guys know the Shaman King anime, where
I'm not familiar, but that's okay.
like the main character, he has like as a his buddy, or as his companion, is like a samurai, and
Oh, the spirit. Yeah.
yeah, the spirit. Sorry.
Mhm.
When he evolves into his forms, he starts to like to get the samurai parts like attached, like in a way of a spirit,
Mhm.
not like real armor, but
Oh,
Yeah.
it would
okay.
be cool to see that, like you were talking about the circle where you could put like some kind of hat or crown on top of your head, but like not a real thing, but in kind of a spirit.
Yeah,
Ah,
have like
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of an aura
Illusion.
shaped like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah. I think that's a good idea actually.
Now I guess we'll go for the real talk. Let's throw
Oh no.
punches at the company. What up with the chances and RNG, miHoYo?
Yeah, what up?
What up with that? But
Yeah, because I'm tired of having a really good set for like Noel with perfect defense and perfect status, but then you have instead of more defense or HP, you have crit damage or death or
Yeah.
and I just get that and that, and I'm still looking for a perfect
for
way
me,
to.
it would be so simple. It's like stats reroll.
Yeah,
You
of course.
guys
Yeah.
know, like you
That's
have
it.
that like little like powder dust thing from the shop. that you use in the alchemy. Why don't you use something like that as material consumption for stats reroll? Because, for example, I have an Archaic Petra goblet. Archaic Petra, it's geo damage. Why do I need a cryo as main stats?
Yeah, true. Oh my god, yeah.
I think this whole artifacts talk could be a whole episode on its own.
Probably.
Most
Well,
likely, yeah.
I once thought about how they could change the substats with like runes, have a rune system,
Yeah.
and we would equip it on an artifact, and that would be the substats. I don't know if, I mean, it kind of makes sense, but I don't know if in the game itself, I don't know if it would really work.
Yeah.
But yeah, the RNG. I mean, because you have RNG to get it, you have then RNG when you are upgrading the weapon, not the weapon, the artifact. Sorry. So it's RNG on top of RNG on top of RNG on top of RNG, and
Exactly.
That's just make
It's just too much. It's like, okay, we understand it's to make people take their time to get the item, so people don't get bored or they don't end the farm. But it's like, you can tone it down. You can adjust it to not be so dragging. Because the more characters we have, the less items we have, the more we need to farm, and it's just an ever-ending loop. Honestly, they can do it. I just don't think for now they won't. They definitely can. But it would be cool with Sumeru, the land of knowledge, to have something like that with the scholars and all that, to have, okay, they have all this knowledge, they could apply it for something we actually need.
True. Yeah.
So this was our TED talk. Just kidding. This was.
I have something before we finish. I have something that we forgot to talk about it with the weapons conversation. Why hasn't miHoYo created a feature or something that would have the weapons always with us, like instead of the weapon just disappearing when we are in a idle position?
You mentioned like always appearing in the back.
Yeah, just having it always on the back. I mean, we are running and having the weapon. I mean, it's cool to see the weapon. I mean, I have a staff of woman with Zhongli. I want to show it off.
No, I agree with you. It would be actually, yeah, I never thought about that. It's just like poof, magically appears and disappears. That would be cool.
And with the thing you said about if the weapon would have some kind of glow or something, would be even nicer to have. Always, we want to show off that thing.
Oh, and it would only disappear when we're like gliding.
Yeah.
I mean, gliding. I don't think the weapon would be cool, like with the wings
like a glide, and like a weapon, like a claymore or a stuff. Like
imagine a Diluc. Imagine a Diluc with a wolf gravestone with the glow and the KFC glider. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's Diluc. Yeah,
I mean, to meme it up a little bit more, you just have the Sea Lord. The Sea Lord plus the KFC wings.
Yeah. It's a bird, it's a plane, no, it's a flying man with a fish on his back.
It's a KFC fillet.
Yeah. Okay, so this was our conversation about weapons and artifacts. I hope you guys liked it. Anything else you guys like to add, or can we wrap it up?
No, it's everything for me.
About this.
All right.
About this now.
So I hope you guys like it, and let us know what your thoughts about the weapons and artifacts. Let it out, let it all out. We know it's a frustration, especially the artifacts. And yeah, you can find us on Twitter, Spotify, and YouTube. Leave a like and comment if you would like to give us any feedback or suggestions. And we'll see you on the next episode. May the 7 bless your day. Say bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.